How Saudi Arabia decides the Hajj quota for each country every year explained as this year's Hajj pilgrimage, expected between June 49, draws near. An abrupt decision by Saudi Arabia sent shockwaves through the Muslim community. The Saudi Arabia government slashed India's private Hajj quota by a staggering 80%, sparking anxiety among pilgrims and prompting a swift political response. Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Ministers Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah immediately called for urgent intervention from the Ministry of External Affairs (MAA). Within 24 hours, high-level diplomatic engagement bore fruit and Saudi Arabia agreed to restore 10,000 additional visas for Indian pilgrims, softening the blow of the earlier cut. Nanan. With over 20 lakh Muslims from around the world expected to converge on Mecca, the Hajj is among the largest annual religious gatherings globally. It spans 6 days in Dhu al-Hijjah, the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, and involves a series of sacred rituals including the circumambulation of the Kaaba, Islam's holiest site. Organizing such a massive event presents immense logistical challenges for Saudi Arabia, which must provide shelter, food, transportation, and safety for pilgrims from more than 180 nations. To manage the scale, the kingdom uses a quota-based system to control the number of attendees from each country. The quota is determined primarily by Muslim population based on a 1987 resolution by the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC). Countries are allowed 1 pilgrim per 1,000 Muslims. For example, Indonesia, home to the world's largest Muslim population, received a quota of 2.5 lakh pilgrims. Nanan. India, with a Muslim population exceeding 20 crore, had secured a total Hajj quota of 1,75,025 in both 2023 and 2024 under a bilateral agreement with Saudi Arabia. This total is split between the Hajj Committee of India (HCI), which handles government-facilitated pilgrimages, and private tour operators. Historically, 70% of the quota is assigned to HCI and 30% to private operators. However, private operators, unlike the government-regulated system, are free to set their own prices, often charging 2 to 3 times more than HCI tours. Until 2022, the government retained 500 seats as part of a discretionary quota, often distributed to VIPs and officials. But in a move toward transparency, the center abolished the discretionary quota in 2023, reallocating those seats to the general pool managed by the HCI. Swipe left for next video. Applications for Hajj under the government scheme are submitted through state Hajj committees, with final selections made via a lottery system. States with larger Muslim populations, such as Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, and Bihar, receive more slots. Once selected, pilgrims typically remain in Mecca for 40 days, a duration considered essential to fulfill the religious obligations of the Hajj. In terms of cost, expenses have seen a marginal dip in 2025. The average expenditure for a pilgrim is estimated at Rs 3.37 lakh, slightly down from Rs 3.53 lakh in 2024. However, private operators charge between Rs 6 to Rs 7 lakh, which includes airfare, accommodation, and transport within Mecca. Notably, food costs are borne separately by pilgrims themselves. Some state governments offer subsidies or financial aid to reduce the burden on pilgrims. Latest blogs.